P is for perception, and C is for Cosmopunk.
Vesk don't wear ties. A homebrew Starfinder story featuring the crew of the Leica 7.
Hi, I'm Cypher, and I play Ryder, the Leica 7's resident Yosaki operative and pilot. They told Ryder she could be anything she wanted to be, so she became a Where's Wally book, filled with blades.
Hello, I'm Ty, and I play Radar, a Yamultan commando. His main interests are guns and violence, and that's about it really. He's not that deep.
Hi, I'm Pan, and I play the android kobold mage Baphomet, captain of the Leica 7, and currently missing on the trail of a mysterious message.
And I'm RJ. I normally play the ship's Vesk mechanic V, but I don't have to think of an intro for them this time because I'm the GM. Yay! Previously on Cosmopunk, Radar had ghosts in his brain, so V and Ryder had to do violence about it. After evicting the eldritch horror Logoss from Radar's head, the team takes a break from any more mental shenanigans and decides maybe to just relax and run the bar for a bit. V, however, soon has other ideas. Episode 1. It's not rocket surgery. So, we resume back at the bar, as all episodes do.
Yes.
We're all taking probably a good bit of time off after once again entering VR world under shaky pretenses to try and defeat an evil foe. In fact, after coming out of Radar's brain, for want of a better expression...
That's basically what we did, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
After unmind-fucking Radar, V took probably... You didn't see them for a solid week. B2 came, he stole our tech, leaving us with nothing. And we still owe Al.
Yeah, he could have at least given us, like, the stuff that we need to pay the dude back for the device which shouldn't exist, but yet somehow still does.
And more importantly, V didn't even get to take it apart and find out how it works.
More importantly, okay.
More importantly. Yeah, so after that whole incident, V disappears into the back room of the bar, and you don't see them for a good week, and there's like the occasional muffled datapad call, like a stack of takeout food boxes that slowly builds up over the course of the week. I mean, what do you guys do in the intervening week after doing brain stuff to Radar? We need to find a proper term for that.
Radar's got about 10,000 years of memories he's got to sort of wade through. So he's probably... You'll probably see him sat in the corner of the bar, he'll have like a shot of whiskey or something, but he won't be drinking it, he'll just be staring at it intently for hours.
Traumatized for life, good.
Traumatized for life, but that'll go on for like a few days, and then probably after like 2 or 3, go and talk to Ryder.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Ryder would want to be there for her friends, but one is... one has just remembered a past life, essentially, from 10,000 years ago. And V is obviously scheming and conniving, and she knows better than to just barge in and pretend she's doing like hoovering or something.
Yeah, so, that and the door's locked. So
yeah, so she would probably just go down to the arcade for a few days, see if she can meet some nice Yosaki friends, and yeah, just chill out, spend some time with herself for a bit.
She's going to fall in with the wrong crowd.
She almost did once.
And then V and Radar are going to have to do a friggin' intervention to try and save her.
Well, after the last intervention we had to do to save her, it can't be worse than that.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
We get possessed a lot.
Yeah.
Ryder's been possessed. Radar's possessed.
Always been.
Should probably work on our wisdom or will modifier.
Yeah.
Mental exercise. That's what we need.
Ryder's down at the arcade. She's playing more video games, but old school ones that don't involve fucking VR headsets.
You mean like the big cabinet one that we just set up in the bar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once she can't count the pixels anymore, it's too real.
Yeah, too real.
Too spoopy.
Too immersion.
But yeah, so after about a week of no active V,
3 days. I'm going to knock on the door.
they're snoring. V's asleep at the moment.
Going to try the door.
It's locked.
God damn. Defeated by a common lock.
Thought of everything.
I...
Locked the door and left a note that says "Do not disturb."
Well, I, dear GM, am a mechanic.
You are a mechanic.
Having the correct tool for the job.
You do always have the correct tool for the job.
So I'd like to pick this lock.
Okay.
Oh, and before he does it, he would inform Ryder.
Ryder's not there. She's
Oh, she's not living down at the arcade, surely.
No, but she's she doesn't come back until super late at night when
Oh,
everyone's
right.
asleep.
Okay, yeah, forget that then. Right, I'm with you.
We've left Radar alone with his own agency.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But yes, no, the lock to the back room where V's been working. If you imagine most bars, they have a back room where there's a boiler. It's the sort of thing where there's one window, but because the room's mostly below ground level, the window's really high up and covered in cobwebs and dust, and you can just see footsteps walking past it every so often.
Yeah, it's an alcove under the stairwell that we just put a door in front of.
It's just a spare storage room that V co-opted.
Yeah.
So the lock to it is not a particularly impressive one, and you are a particularly impressive mechanic. So can I have engineering roll from you?
Sure.
To try and work around this electronic lock.
V, are you it? V, wake up!
Vesk
V.
snoring noises.
Hammering on the door. Right.
Just shaking behind the door, just muffled slightly.
So it was what was it? Engineering?
Yes, engineering, please.
That would be 28.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't an extremely impressive lock, so you take a quick look at it, you scan it over with your cyborg eye, and then flick the corner of it, and it comes open.
Brilliant. Okay, and then try the door handle again. Yeah.
And yeah, the door creaks open, and inside the room is lit by a single LED bulb that's clearly past its life a long time ago. Everything's slightly dusty. In the centre of the room, there's V sitting on a chair by an old desk that's made out of a bunch of planks of wood propped up 4 spare car wheels for Stanley. They're passed out on the desk. They sound like they're snoring pretty heavily. It looks like they've been up late as well. Flyby is roosting on their shoulder asleep.
It's got its head camera tucked under one of its wings.
It's kind of adorable in a disgusting sort of way.
Bitch. It's adorable in an adorable way.
No, I meant the whole scene. Just
Yeah. How often do you get to see a sleeping peaceful Vesk?
Yeah.
They snore, it's loud.
How often do you see a peaceful Vesk? Right.
But, do you
Oh.
approach the desk?
It's he'll do a bit more of a survey of the room, even flipping through low light and everything, which is just practice at this point. So dark vision, all that.
Most of the stuff just seems to be standard bar stuff. There's stacks of drinks and unsold merch, stuff like that. There's a data pad on the desk with a hologram that's been left activated. It looks like V was literally in the middle of working on something and they've just slumped over for a nap.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you for
Stealth roll?
Stealth roll if you want to get closer to it, or probably a culture roll to see if you can identify what the hologram is.
Well, right. Radar's not trying to look at it, but you know how things catch your eye and you can't look away?
It's a pretty large hologram.
Yeah. Oh, right.
The data pad is flat on the table and it's projecting this hologram a good 3 or 4 foot into the air.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah.
This is a fairly detailed schematic of something.
21 for the culture roll.
That's fairly good.
Hang on, if it's a schematic, could I do it as an engineering?
Engineering would tell you what the schematic does.
Okay.
But to know where or what it is, you need culture for this one.
Yeah,
So I'd say that's fairly good. So, in the time you spent with V, you become vaguely familiar with the Veskarium. It's a series of 8 planets that orbits a blue star in the middle of Vesk territory.
Yes.
But there is also the elusive 9th Vesk planet, which isn't really entirely a planet in its own right, but is in fact a space station, known as Conqueror's Forge.
Oh.
Okay, technically Conqueror's Forge 2, because the original one got destroyed, but the Vesk don't talk about it. So...
Sorry, yeah.
Fascist empires don't tend to talk about their defeats very
Yeah. Said V, gripping the glass. No. So, yes, you'd be probably about familiar with Conqueror's Forge as described by V in the past. So you recognise that this schematic is actually a reasonably detailed outline of the entire space station. In particular, there's 2 parts of it that are very detailed. The rest of it kind of looks like it's just an outline. And what did you get for your stealth as well?
Oh, I haven't rolled that yet. Sorry. Stealth. -2.
Oh no!
How?
Because he's wearing his regular stuff, which is -3 to stealth, and his stealth is... Oh no, sorry. Not -2. 2.
Okay, that's still shit.
Yes.
It's still terrible.
Well, can I explain what I was going to do?
Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah. He's going to look at the Veskarian thing, and then he was going to literally start cleaning up all like the discarded plates and things, and get me a pillow, and then bring them a drink.
Good cover.
Yeah.
Good cover.
No, genuinely, it's like you open the door and it's like, oh god, that stinks. So the way Radar is dealing with his trauma is he's becoming a compulsive cleaner. So he's been tidying the bar and fixing things up, but really intense. It's not casual cleaning.
Oh, is he like angrily doing the washing up like some
Radar
like,
mum?
Yeah.
Yes, he's got the pinafore on and the big yellow rubber gloves.
Okay, that's probably another good reason why Ryder has just been at the arcade for the last 3 days and comes home really late.
Yeah, she's seen him like this before. Like, he's just got to get it out of his system.
Okay, so the room, unfortunately for Radar, is full of dust, and you sneeze loudly. V wakes up extra loud, bolts upright, and gets the horn wedged in the ceiling.
V, careful!
Oh, why are you in here?
What? Why am I in here? Like, Radar has like 2 hands full of like empty plates.
Didn't you see the sign? There's a sign on the door. It just says no.
V, it's been 3 days and it just says no.
Yeah, no, everything. My mouth tastes like rice.
Yes, you've got. Is that a mushroom?
Ooh,
stuck to your cheek.
V's tongue just slips out and like picks up.
Full portobello mushroom right there.
Ooh.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, almost missed that.
Look, I don't know what you're working on. It's like, what is that? Is that the Conqueror's Forge or something? I don't care. But you cannot let it get like this.
It's not that bad. I mean, you can still see the floor. Look, V points to the only patch of floor.
V, one of the plates got up and scuttled off a minute ago.
Oh shit, catch it.
It's all right, I've already killed it, it's fine.
Well, that's a good eye though. Yeah, that's Conqueror's Forge. I don't know if you know, I've had a couple of calls from Elle. Remember the dodgy geezer that sold us that brain interface tech that stupid fucking organisation took off us?
Well, wait, hang on. Weird Al? Like Weird Al's Electrics Emporium from 32B?
Yeah, that guy.
The one who everyone says keeps his mum in the basement.
He does keep his mum in the basement, I heard her. Calls her Ma as well.
Yeah, but what about him?
I made a deal with him to obtain that tech in exchange for a couple of decent, undamaged mechanics drones. And since that point, I've been thinking, pretty sure I can come up with a way that can both knit as a decent payday and settle our debt without and more, and do me a favour at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So, tell you what, after Ryder gets back from the arcade, whatever time that is.
Knowing her, probably about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, the morning after Ryder gets back, we'll all get together, I'll run through my idea and see if you guys are on board for it, right?
Okay, well, in the meantime then, can you help me clean up this room? It's filthy in here.
No.
Fine.
Okay, I reckon at this point, you'd hear the door go, like the little jangly bell above the bar door, and Ryder comes in.
Shit, customers! Radar is like tottering off to the wash facility to quickly dump all his things, and then runs back to the bar and hello, Ryder.
Hello, it's just me. Yeah, she's got like you know those plastic drinking hats that have got like space for cans either side of them and a big straw coming down.
What, with two cans in them?
Oh my god, yeah.
Wow.
Is she running a fierce sugar high right now?
Oh no, she's got like soda in one and sushi in the other.
Ugh.
Yeah. Occasionally she'll just reach up and like grab some prawns and stuff and just shove them in her mouth.
You're never allowed to complain about V ever again.
Ever again, yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, Radar, it's just me, no customers.
Well,
have we had any though?
You just hear from the back. That is worrying.
There's our 2 regulars, and Radar just points to the corner where the 2 regulars sit. They just sort of talk in a language no one understands. We're not even sure they understand one another, but they pay their tab and they, leave when told to. So they're the good ones. Yeah, we got the 2 regulars.
We're lucky this place is a front, or we'd never make any money.
Well, I had a lovely evening. Nice to see you guys have as well.
Is it morning? What?
Yeah. Ryder looks outside and the hologram projection of the sun is cresting over the clouds in Outpost Z.
All right, Ian. Yeah.
I thought it was later than that. Wait, what day is it?
It is late.
All 3 of our body clocks are just internally ruined.
Yeah, everything is just fucked.
This is the longer you spend on Outpost Z, the more jet lagged you get. So you just get to the point where nobody can decide what time it is anymore. So it's just all the time.
God, I am out of sync with everybody right now. Anyway, V has something they'd like to talk to us about.
Is this to do with that drone thing that we're supposed to do?
It is indeed.
The thing from Weird Al.
Join me in my office, said V, gesturing to the back room. The boiler rattles menacingly.
No, V, let's not go to the back office. Let's just go to the kitchen.
Yeah, fine. Let me get my stuff in.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Ryder, in here.
There's a 5-minute pause, the sound of rummaging, someone stacking bits of books and paper onto each other. Something falls over. The plate that Radar thought he'd killed scatters off again.
Oh, god damn it!
Ryder goes into the kitchen and expects it to be like the usual scummy place that's got piles of dirty dishes in the drying rack and undisclosed stains all over the wall, but it's actually pristine in there now because Radar's done such a good cleaning job. He's just like, oh.
The phrase you're looking for is sterile.
Radar, did you refurbish the kitchen?
What? Oh, no, I just attacked it with bleach.
Was it always this colour?
Hey,
no.
I never knew the kitchen had a floor.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have any paint on the walls anymore. That's the bare metal.
I can see myself in the tiles.
Yeah.
Well, I can see Ryder in the tiles.
Wow, good job.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it.
This is actually nice.
This is a nice kitchen. We'll spend more time in there. Anyway, V, what have you got for us?
Right, V slaps the hologram down on the table. It's slowly rotating.
My table.
Can I roll a culture roll to see if I recognise this thing?
Go gadget culture roll.
I mean, I know what it is, but I want to see if Ryder knows what it is. Wow, okay, that's a 1.
Excellent. Okay, with your knowledge of culture, you can tell that this is a hologram.
Fancy.
It's a hologram of something.
Cool, what is it?
Okay, maybe I'll have to explain a bit more of this.
Please do, because I have no idea what the fuck it is.
Extremely quick pre-runner in Vesk history. So, once upon a time, there was a race called the Vesk. They had a planet, they decided they wanted the other 8, so they conquered them. They decided that in order to conquer even more than that they should build themselves an orbital spaceship called the Conqueror's Forge. Way back about 450, 500 years ago, another species called the Swarm destroyed it. We don't talk about that. So we built another one called the Conqueror's Forge 2, except it's just called Conqueror's Forge now, because it's been around so long. And this is it. Behold.
Okay.
And, more importantly, thinking about... you remember Weird Al, the guy that we borrowed that tech off, and how we owe him 2 drones?
Oh, yeah.
So, Conqueror's Forge, basically the heart of the Vesk war machine. Pretty much every kind of tech that Vesk develops for use in conquering other planets or manipulating worlds or currency markets or everything and anything, this is the heart.
Usual fashy stuff, I understand.
Yep.
No offence, V.
None taken yet, until I'm ruler.
Okay.
So, more importantly...
Small beginnings, then.
I ran an entire division once, I'll have you know.
Once.
The Yosaki don't have a space empire, just saying.
Yeah.
Well,
and the Maltons did, and it got crushed.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought now. Anyway, yes, we owe L2 drones, and the best thing about Conqueror's Forge is that there's an entire division of this space station that's dedicated just to developing new kinds of engineers' drones, which are shipped out to new Vesk on the war fronts of all the different wars the Vesk are fighting at the moment. These quickly counts on their fingers, and they get up to at least 9. Yep, some wars.
Uh-huh.
And I'm fairly certain that we could pull together a decent plan to get into the Veskarium, collect up a few of those drones, and then get out of there without anyone ever knowing.
I see.
So your plan, to pay off the debt from a crazy dirt guy who runs a shop down the road from us, is to steal from the Veskarium?
Yes, it is. And we're going to get away with it, and here's how.
All right, well, I'm all ears. That's why I'm called Radar. Go ahead.
Any chance to ruin the day for a fascist empire? Yeah, good in my book. What's the plan?
Yeah.
Fascist-ish. Not the worst thing ever. We're not the Aslanti.
We can discuss politics later, V. What's the plan?
Okay, so I don't have an entire plan yet, but that's why I'm getting you two in on it. I have the bare outline of a plan. Before I worked for your acid drive yards, I was brought up and raised in a section of this orbiting spaceship.
Oh, spaceship.
It isn't just a space station, it's completely independent.
Oh!
The first one was destroyed because it couldn't move, so the Vesk made the second one move. That's not even a joke, that's the actual law. The first one got destroyed because it couldn't move.
Yeah, I believe you.
It's like an artificial planet sort of thing.
Nice. I like it.
Really?
Pretty much any Vesk that knows how to build anything, fight anything, or lead anything gets brought up to Conqueror's Forge for further education, training, and eventually...
It's like Vesk Military School.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'd never considered it.
But, more importantly, I've been building up from memory a schematic of other parts of the ship that I know, and talking to a friend I've got who's still on board about the parts of the ship they know, and that's built me this. And they enhanced the hologram slightly to show one of the decks. So, if you imagine Conqueror's Forge, it's basically a big cylinder. I've got a friend that works in the administration section. We've slowly built up a vague outline of the entire space station and a detailed outline of specifically the engineering decks, where the new drones are built and stored, the administration decks, where we'll probably need to get to in order to gain access to the entire of the ship, and the loading bays, which is probably the best entrance point.
I mean, it's good that you have, prior knowledge of all this stuff, V, and that's good, but isn't there an easier way to get our hands on drones rather than breaking into the prized war machine of the Veskarium?
I mean, the only other way we can get engineers' drones is to potentially kill some engineers, and I know you guys aren't fans of just murdering people for stuff.
Not really.
That's the problem. Unless you get someone like Nista, who you guys
Who we
literally
know was evil, yeah.
literally
Yeah.
separated him from his drone, and I'm pretty sure he went mad.
Yeah,
According to this
It's a
file.
shame we're wearing bits of Bob, because that could have been one of the 5,
Five, we haven't two.
I thought it
Well,
was 5.
hindsight's 2020.
Anyway,
What's more going more to your plan?
V twiddles with the knobs and zooms out back to
Is
the
it a
entire space
generation ship?
station. Not necessarily. I mean, people are free to come and go. The other thing that makes it easier to rob, actually, the Vesk don't entirely inhabit the ship. They also serve as clients there. I mean, the Vesk war machine exports to all other races, yes, even the Aslanti. So,
Of course.
there's always clients on board, there's outside contractors. There's majority Vesk on the space station, but a Yasaki and squints at radar.
I'm a Yamaltan, and you know that.
We might need to do something about that.
Sorry, Radar. It's just I've never heard of a Molten before.
No, because they all got wiped out.
Yeah. So sorry if we forget your species names every once in a while.
It's fine, I guess.
It's more that, I'll be honest, a half cyborg, half Imalton is probably going to stand out a bit. Might need to put some thought into it.
I mean,
Just say he's a coyote. It's fine.
That still doesn't make him any less distinctive.
yeah, that's like saying...
He
just,
glistens.
yeah.
He glistens.
50%
Well,
of him glistens.
Here's an idea. Why don't we just do it like 100% stealth rather than trying to bluff our way in? We're no good at bluffing. It's never worked.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why I'm running this plan through you now, because I've worked out the main objectives and some important things we'll probably need to sort out to get there. But the actual infiltration, I was planning on tagging you guys in.
Radar just says 100% stealth, and Ryder just twitches slightly. One of her eyes just goes. "Ugh."
Again, he glistens.
Is that a good sign?
No, it is not.
We can do stealth. And if it goes wrong, we can fight our way out. I'm sure we can take on most of the Vesk Empire. Sorry, I couldn't finish that sentence without laughing. Yeah.
It's really strange. Every single time you say stealth, Ryder twitches.
What, stealth? Right, are you okay there? You got some kind of twitch?
Huh? No, I'm fine.
Some of your sushi's fallen out.
Yeah, sorry. She takes the hat off and puts it on the table.
On my nice clean floor.
V starts absentmindedly snacking from the hat.
I forgot I was wearing that, sorry. I've been running out of that for the last few days.
Yes, it smells like it.
Yeah.
Here's where things get complicated, and it's twofold complicated.
Oh, this is the complicated bit.
This is the complicated bit. Believe it or not, getting onto the base isn't that difficult. You can pretty much get invited on the base if you want. You just have to look rich and smell rich.
Oh, that might be an issue for us.
And look like you want to start a war with someone.
Looks pointedly at the hat full of sushi and soda pop.
There's always eccentric rich, I guess. But the bigger problem is that Vesk engineering drones are specifically built so that they can only be activated by a Vesk who's a mechanic on board the base in real time before they can be used. Once they've been activated on base, you can do whatever you want with them. You can use them for your own purposes, you can seal them on, but until that point, they can't be used.
Could we steal them inert? Surely it would be better.
You steal them inert and they can't be activated, which means they're worthless. Nobody can use them at all.
Ah, bugger.
They have to be activated or at least primed while they're on the ship. And that requires a Vesk engineer with the ability to control drones.
So you.
Yeah, that means getting you on board there.
And there's the second problem.
You're known.
You're not coming with us, are you?
I can't enter Conqueror's Forge. Unless you manage to somehow smuggle yourself on there in complete secrecy, anyone who enters that space station is immediately genetically tested and identified by the scanning system, which then compares itself to the known Vesk database of enemies or people who aren't supposed to be alive, of which I'm the latter, and that'll immediately flag it up.
Yeah, so V's persona non grata around those parts.
Yes, for now. I'll get back to that in a sec.
Yeah, and the immediate issue I'm seeing here, V, is that Vesk don't make good hostages either. It's not like we could take one at gunpoint and make them activate it.
I've thought of a way to get around it.
Go on.
But I'm not going to like it.
You're not going to like it.
V points to the control panel on the head. The little aerial.
Right.
See this?
Yeah.
This is how pretty much any kind of Vesk engineer controls drones. When I was a kid, I directly neuralinked that into my brain. The only way that I can see for a non-Vesk to be able to falsify the connection is for someone to remove it and for Radar to integrate it with his own mind temporarily to allow him to pretend to be a Vesk.
Oh, bloody hell.
Holy shit. V, that is not a casual thing.
No, it isn't, which is why I said I wasn't going to like it at all.
That's going to involve some, back alley surgery.
It doesn't sound like Radar's going to like it particularly much either. Are you okay with having your head messed around with again?
I've just got rid of one hitchhiker. I mean, the space, so yeah, sure. I'm sure it'll be fine.
You don't need to integrate it directly. You just need to be able to route your brain waves through it. I mean, you've never controlled a drone before, have you?
No. I've remote controlled, buggies and things. Everybody has.
The good news is it's like riding a bike.
I got my tail caught on my bike.
Well, I'm still optimistic about this plan.
Don't worry, Radar. Happens to the best of us. Just Ryder pats him on the shoulder. I got my tail caught in my bike.
Yeah, I guess. Look, we've got to get these drones, or Weird Al will get his weird connections. Weird buddies.
Probably chuck Molotov cocktails into the bar if we don't pay him back.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
The upshot is, once you're in the drone construction facility, an entire shipment of drones you could probably get out of there in one go without anyone noticing, which is probably about a shipping crate's worth.
We don't need a shipping crate, we just need 4, 5?
Yeah, we owe him 2, but I figure we might as well make it worth a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could sell the excess.
Yeah, a shipping crate is 6 drones usually, and these are, depending on which type they're building at the time, these could be land drones, they could be stealth drones, they could be flying drones like Flyby. It all depends on what particular manufacturing line we choose to go for.
Well, I mean, the bar hasn't made that much money this month, and we do need to cover the costs.
Because it's a front.
This might be a good way of doing it.
We have had a large bill from a company called Go Sushi or something. Anybody know what that's about?
No idea. Anyway,
Squints.
Yeah, V and Radar both squint at the Usagi.
I like this plan. I think we should put it into motion. So,
I have some detail questions.
Go on.
Yeah, go.
So once we've found the drones, how do we get them off the ship?
Yes, the part I'm still working on. Shipments of drones go in and out all the time because the Vesk sells hundreds of thousands of them a year. So,
if we could get the shipping container into the void, we can scoop it up with the Leica and just get out of there before anybody knows what's happening.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, this is the part I need you guys for. I need to figure out how I can do it. I can't physically approach Conqueror's Forge without being detected. The second I get beyond their shields, they will identify me as someone who's meant to be dead, which will start raising red flags.
So it's you that they don't want to be there, not the ship itself.
No, the ship itself is fine. It's got no Vesk markers against it. So as long as nobody on there is known to the Vesk, then
probably about to.
So we could take Leica 7 right into the Veskarium, right into this place, scoop up the cargo container, get it out of there, and then you can activate those drones with your head thingy.
I can't. Those drones, the initial activation has to happen within the Veskarium. It's a protocol that was built in to stop someone else breaking into Veskarium and weaponising their own drones against us.
What I'm thinking, Ryder, is I will be on the station to activate them, and you in the Leica to scoop them up, and then I'll make my own way back.
Are you sure?
I mean, it could work, unless, V, you're comfortable flying the Leica, and I can take Ryder with me as insurance.
There's a slight second rub. The second you remove my neural interface, I'm going to go into a complete coma until you replace it.
A coma?
It controls most of my brain. When I wired it in, I didn't really think about ever having to remove it, so I didn't really put in any protocols.
Right, well, I've had enough of my friends going into comas, so if that's going to happen, you're going to have to be in the med bay.
For a while. Probably in stasis.
Yeah, three pillows, at least.
I was going to get you a pillow when I caught you napping earlier, but you woke up.
I mean, you did sneeze very loudly and rattle all those plates. And he stomped on one for some reason.
What are you talking about? Listen, if you're going to put yourself into a coma, I want you in the med bay with a medical computer scanning you at all times. I want to make sure your heart's still beating and your brain's still functioning.
That's fine. My heart's never stopped beating before.
Yeah, but I want to keep it that way.
So you're literally going to put yourself into a vegetative state for this?
Yes, but the way I've been thinking it is, the easiest way for you guys to walk around the Veskarium without being detected and questioned is for you to get to the central administration area and just create passports for yourself in the Vesk main computer.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. Probably the safest option is if we're meant to be there.
The good news is I know someone in the administration section who's been sending me the details for the layout of that area and who can cover for us under certain situations if you two were on the ship until you've got to that point.
And this source is trustworthy?
They're trustworthy.
So this isn't a trap?
They're Luca's sister. I trust them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Sorry.
It's fine. But while you're in there, you can take a copy of my information and create a new profile for me in the Veskarium, and that means that I can go back as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
Which is what I meant when I said there's a second motive behind this.
I mean, as far as ulterior motives go, that's actually a pretty wholesome one, so yeah, I'd be up for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I figure it's worth a little bit of time in a coma in order to...
Then again, I say wholesome. Why do you want to go back to the Veskarium?
It's still my original home. I still have friends there.
I guess. It's not under very nice management at the moment.
Yeah. Of all the despots it's had, the current ones aren't yet bad.
Okay.
They're not that expansionist. We haven't had a... V remembers how many fingers there to count on. No significant wars.
Ryder is rolling her eyes and folding her arms while V is doing this.
We haven't broken the pact accords, and we haven't done any very big... I'm just going to stop talking.
Okay, yeah, please do.
V just trails off into nothing.
Okay, I need to stop having this conversation before I have a conniption, so can we put this plan into action, please?
Yeah, when do you want to do this, V?
We need to find a way to get you and Radar initially into Conqueror's Forge. We need to find a way to get you guys from the loading docks to the administration section so that you can enter your genetic information and mine into the Vesk main computer. After that, you'll need to find a way to get to the main backup archives and duplicate that information into them so that nobody will compare the two and realise that something's been edited. After that, you'll have complete, pretty much free-reign access to any part of the Veskarium you choose to give yourself access to. You can get to the engineering section, use my Neuralink to activate however many drones you think you can get away with, find a way to load them onto the Leica 7, find a way to get the Leica 7 to them, and get out of there before anyone notices.
Yeah, sounds like a fairly legit plan. It's quite intricate, though.
Sounds so easy when you say it out loud. Now just do that.
Well, I think the first thing that needs to happen is that, Radar, you need to have a look at V's Neuralink and familiarise yourself with it, because V's not going to be able to help you with all of its intricacies because they're going to be in a coma. So maybe spend the rest of this evening doing that.
Yeah, I've got 2 more loads of washing to do, but then, yeah, sure, I can start on that.
Well, fuck the washing. The washing can wait.
No, it can't. It'll start smelling.
Yeah, such a mum now.
Radar, mission stuff. Mission stuff comes first, then washing. We talked about this.
The cleaning is the mission.
No, it's not. The mission is the mission.
Tell you what, I'll help you with the washing app, then we can run through the complete schematics.
Okay, I'll go and close up the bar. And then Ryder's going to, like, scuttle out of the room and, like, get the soda hose on the regulars.
The one and start drinking it. Long range.
My background's in engineering and bioengineering. I've got all my memories back. I can remember everything. I might be able to take this out of you without making you fully comatose.
You can try. It'd be nice to not be entirely comatose.
And you see Radar just sort of trying to sort of look at it because he's never really stared at your implant for that long before.
Yeah. It's a small cylinder about the size of, like, a chunky pen.
Yeah.
It's braced against a bracket that's directly, like, almost welded to a set of their scales, but it seems to, like, slip between a couple of them and then, like, integrate somewhere deeper. And then from that, you've got 3 or 4 wires that come off and like extend maybe an inch and connect into a series of rounded ports that are also meshed into the side of V's head. So there's an orange light at the top. It's currently just like a dull glow, but anytime V thinks about activating flyby or doing something flyby, the glow becomes more intense.
It's very interesting. So is the Neuralink itself the tube, or is some of it buried in your skull?
Some of it is buried in my skull.
Okay.
V pulls out their data pad again and then flips through a couple of things to bring up like a roughly drawn schematic of their own head. And then inside that, there's a teeny little brain in the centre. I'm mean to V, yes.
It's like that picture of Homer Simpson where he's got like the cross-section of the skull and there's this like pea brain in the middle.
Yeah, one of the things about Vesk is that they have big horns, and those horns are designed for headbutting and goring things. They've got like an inch thick skull, like 2 inches of fat, and then you get to the actual brain part, which is really, really good for headbutting things, not good for poetry.
Damn, like a
average
goat.
Intelligence. Yeah, yeah. Okay, V. If we are going to do this, I'd like to do it in the like a med bay though, just in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as complicated as it looks. It's not like rocket science, but
it's brain surgery.
It is brain surgery.
It is literally brain surgery. Thank you, Ryder. It is literally brain surgery.
Yeah, Ryder's gonna like she's gonna like hang the Clopen sign on the door and then come back into the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, make sure you set Butlerbot into guard mode.
Oh yeah, he's in guard mode. Don't worry about it. What did I hear? I've gone for 2 seconds. Did I hear the word brain surgery? What the fuck is going on in here?
Well, yeah,
just a little bit of brain surgery.
It's just a wee little bit of brain surgery. It's nothing to worry about.
The good news is that most of my heart functions aren't directly integrated into this, so you won't kill me or give me permanent brain damage. But
oh, for fuck's sake!
What?
Ryder's sweating a bit.
But Ryder, I can do this.
I know. It's just
look at Radar. I mean,
hi.
Just gestures to like the biomechanical integration of
the left
machine
half
and puppy.
Sweating intensifies. I'm still worried. Okay, I've already had one of my friends in a coma this week. I don't particularly want to see you in a coma as well, V.
Yeah, it's fine. I can talk you through most of it if you can get me a mirror. So,
okay.
A mirror, I can do you one better. I can link you directly into my eye. You can see what I see.
Do you want me to be there, or should I not be?
I mean, you can be there for emotional support. You're just going to see my brain.
I don't particularly want to see your brain.
Everyone else has been in there.
Hey, Ryder, you want to see something cool? And Radar reaches in and basically clicks his 2 fingers behind his mechanical eyeball and pulls the whole eye out. I never get tired of doing
Put it back. Put it back.
Yeah, all right, it's going back.
Ryder's like shielding her face with her hand.
See, if that works, then how hard can it be?
And that goes all the way in.
Figure we can get as much planning as possible done first.
Yes.
Speaking of planning, I'm going to have a look for some proper operative spice shit that might make this a little easier.
Yes.
There you go. The upshot to being on the Viskerium is no one's going to bat an eyelid if you walk in there. Openly carried weapons aren't permitted, but...
What about concealed weapons that they don't know about?
Well, if they don't know about it, they're also allowed. By dint
if
they don't know you've got them.
If they don't know about you, you can carry your weapons.
Indeed.
See? Thinking like a Vesk already.
Haven't you been practicing your shadow dancing or whatever you called it? Something I can't remember.
Shadow dancing?
No, you could basically make yourself nearly invisible.
Oh, yeah, that's fun. Ryder's going to stealth roll. Cool. That's 18 plus whatever my stealth is. 21.
Is it perception to try and spot?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. I only rolled 8 plus perception of 15.
V rolled a 1, so
23. Yeah.
So yeah, Ryder shadow dances into fucking oblivion.
Yeah, VC's fuck all. Yeah, like that. Do that.
Yeah, do that. That's where is she? Are you on the ceiling? There better not be paw prints up there.
Is she behind me? Okay, Ryder. Impressive.
She steps out from behind Fly Guy.
Which is impressive because he's currently hovering 6 feet in the air.
Yes. And lands on V's shoulder.
See, yeah, that sort of shit is what we're going to need for this.
Okay, cool. I'll have a look for... There's got to be some sort of operative kit that'll generate like a fake passport, or there'll be like a camera that is also a rocket launcher or something. I'll have a look.
The main things to bear in mind is that as long as neither of you are previously known to Veskarium, you won't trig the scanners on the way past the shields.
I don't think I'm known to the Veskarium.
Probably not.
I was quite intimate with Celeste, but that's about it. And I know you.
No, that definitely doesn't count. Pretty sure she wasn't employed.
So yeah, I'll get on and have a look for some operative stuff.
Space Amazon.
I'll make contact with Corsa. Sorry, that's Luca's sister is Corsa, by the way. I don't think you guys have ever met, but the only way that we've been able to send messages in and out of each other is literally by encoding them onto dead drop memory sticks. And every time a shuttle of trash goes out, I've been having it intercepted and mailed onto me. It's not the fastest way to transmit information, but it is the least detectable.
Ooh, dead drops.
That's fair.
Yeah, literally.
You've been doing some sneaky shit, V.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, V.
Yeah, I like it.
This started off as a plan to get back onto the Veskarium. It's just, I figure if we're going to do it, then we might as well set our debt with Al at the same time. Plus, each of those drones probably worth a cool, 10,000 credits each, easy. Yeah, that's for the basic models.
Oh, blooming
2 screds with 1 shovel. Perfect.
Yeah.
If we can manage to get away with some military ones, then that's 20,000 creds.
I don't know about pure military ones, like reconnaissance drones. Yeah, I don't know about giving Weird Al military grade tech.
Oh no, we keep the military ones.
Yeah, we sell them to whoever the hell we want.
Yeah, there's plenty of engineers that would kill for some of the latest Veskarium tech.
Doesn't that make us arms dealers?
We've done much worse things than deal arms, Radar.
That's what concerns me.
I almost sold someone a nuclear warhead a few years ago, so...
Oh, casual.
Ronan, you were there. You approved.
Yeah, you can't say anything, Ryder. You fired off a nuclear warhead as a fucking firework.
I was drunk!
Yeah, it still happened.
Whatever, I'm gonna go and do some shopping.
Do you know how hard it is to get nukes? On a space station?
Ryder's just stomping out at this point.
Ryder's got off to do shopping, V. You're helping me with the washing right now, aren't you?
Yep.
V?
Yeah.
Do you ever find it weird having a past life?
Yeah, it's not that much of a past life. It's the current life to me.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just different stages of it.
Stages? You know, for having 4 inches of fucking skull in between your brain and the outside air, that was pretty deep.
Yeah. See, I can be, philosophical sometimes. Said V picking their nose.
With their tongue.
Which they can actually do.
Yes, I know you did. Yeah.
So yeah, while the philosophical debate is happening, Ryder's doing some shopping.
Oh, yes.
What would I roll for looking for devices that may be helpful in terms of operative stuff? Because I don't have that much money to spend on them.
These left the schematic of what they know of Conqueror's Forge up on their datapad, so you could probably take that and review it and decide what you think you'd need based on that. So you give me, I don't know, an engineering roll to see if you can work out from the schematic the sort of technology that the Vesk use to protect the spaceship.
Okay, let's have a look. Well, I got a 9 on the dice plus 12 for engineering.
You're not entirely convinced about every single aspect of their security system, but you can identify some of the key parameters. There's the genetic identification, which is built into the shield system that surrounds the forge. You know that that's something that you can't remote into and you can't hack into. It's a genuine barrier that you have to be able to pass, like, authentically.
Right. So,
If you are entering it as a legitimate person, you hit the standard spaceport entrance for visitors, which is essentially like arriving in any nation or any planet. There's
yeah, it's
a
like a hard border.
customs area, a border area. Paperwork is checked. People are identified. Everyone's scanned for disease. People who are meeting contacts within the Vesk to buy weapons and technology go to like plush meeting rooms to be wined and dined to curry their pocketbooks. People who are there to meet family or to visit friends, they go to like more casual areas. There's shops on board, there's restaurants, there's gardens. Like, this is basically a floating city in the sky.
Yeah.
There's areas that are restricted specifically to Vesk and occasionally Skittermanders. There's areas that are open to all once you're on board.
Yeah, it's basically like a poster child for the opulence of the Veskarium, is what I'm saying.
That as well. It is Vesk. It is the Veskarium showcase to the world. So the Vesk outlook is everything would be better if we were in charge. So we're going to be in charge of everything.
So it's more Roman,
which worked out great until they like came up against all of the Pact worlds at the same time, had a bit of a war, called it a truce, signed the Pact agreements, and now there's a select series of planets where they just put a little X on them and just like don't conquer this one. anything that isn't in the Pact Accord still has a little green circle around it which says conquering okay, and a little tick mark and a happy Vesk in the corner.
Don't you do it. So, from what I've heard so far, I think the first things Ryder's going to be having a look for in terms of operative kit are a genetic ID spoofer or like a scrambler or something that can be used to fool the signaling capabilities, a passport or a paperwork spoofer, so you can essentially make a fake ID, and some sort of concealed weapon, just in case.
Give me an intelligence roll as well.
Okay. 18 for intelligence.
Okay, that's good. You do a lot of space Googling about genetic barriers and the type of equipment that the Vesk are using, and you know that it's not the sort of thing that you can really spoof. The best you could hope to do is scramble your genetic signature, but that's likely to attract even more attention than someone who isn't supposed to be there passing through, because it's basically the equivalent of someone throwing a blanket over their head and trying to get through the TSA like procedures, yelling, "You can't see me."
Right.
In that, yes, technically they can't see you, but they can see something that isn't supposed to be there, and they're going to beat it with sticks.
So I'm reading that probably the best strategy here is to actually mean to be here, but have an ulterior motive. So we are Ryder and Radar, but we are other people. Yeah. We are either celebrities who the the Veskarium need to wine and dine and impress because we are big shots, and we have information on things that may need to be conquered. We know you like conquering.
Vesk do love conquering, goddamn. With your roll of 18, the other thing you'd work out is that if you can gain access to both the central administration area in Conqueror's Forge and the backup administration archives, you could delete your genetic profile from there after you pass through. You could alter it to make yourselves high-ranking customers to the Vesk. You could make yourself scientists within the Veskarium. So the breakdown of Conqueror's Forge, I'd say, is probably about 95 to 98% Vesk.
Right.
1 to 5% Skittermanders, and the rest is just other. So a Yosaki and a Yamultron wouldn't necessarily be suspicious, it would just be interesting.
Right. So we might draw a lot of attention by people who are interested in why we're there.
You draw interest, but you wouldn't necessarily be suspicious. Someone would be like, "Oh, you don't see many Yosaki on this ship," but it wouldn't be, "Shitty Yosaki, they're clearly here for some ulterior motive. Shoot them."
You're after my robot bee!
Not the robot bee, anything but that.
You're after someone's robot bee. I mean, V can just straight up tell you that, because they lived on the ship for 10 years. So.
Right. Okay, so there's that. We'll have to work out more of a plan surrounding that issue later. And, yeah, lastly, concealed weaponry. Like, maybe a hand dagger that can slot into a wrist? Or like up her sleeve or something?
So again, this is something else you could ask V on, because V's not only familiar with the old procedures for entering and exiting Conqueror's Forge, but they've also been liaising with Corsa, who's been keeping them up to date on the latest. Like everything else in life, the Veskarium security level goes up and down depending on current threats. So if, for example, they declared war on a type of species that's put up a bit more resistance they're expecting, has been started making moves to counteract the Vesk, and has been starting to get a bit too close for comfort to the Veskarium, then the security level goes up, and it goes from like just checking paperwork and letting people in to doing full searches of people. And
okay, so Ryder spends a good half hour going through all of these like spy gadgets and stuff, and she's got like a little sparkles in her eyes, just like woo. There's like cameras that shoot missiles out of them, shoes with boot spikes in them, and then she sees that they're actually meant for like kids. Like, this is like my first spy stuff.
My first operative.
Yeah, my first operative kit, and she's like, oh. And then she closes her laptop, goes downstairs, and tries to find V.
V's downstairs with Radar. They're just chatting about apparently philosophy and doing the rest of the washing up. Hey, Ryder.
Hey, V. Hey.
Yeah.
Can I get a hand on something real quick?
Yeah, sure. What are you thinking?
Well, if we're going to be sneaking into this place, I think it would be best to talk to someone who's got prior experience in the Veskarium, because I've never been, and I've never been to this Conqueror's Forge place. What sort of thing am I going to come up against? What do you think would be prudent for me to have on my person that I may not necessarily should have?
You guys left Radar, or?
No, we're still in the kitchen, aren't we?
You're still in the kitchen. I think Ryder's just like hopped up on a table so she can talk to you eye to eye.
V's been cleaning plates by licking them whenever Radar's not looking.
And Radar has been quietly picking them up and washing them when V hasn't been looking.
So there's just an endless cycle of dishes, the same dishes going round and round forever.
No, they're getting put away. But Radar says, without looking over, it could get a null chamber.
A what?
A null chamber.
We have a null chamber.
We got one.
No, it went.
Did it?
With Bath.
Did it?
Oh.
Yeah, it was on Bath's person.
Shit,
She was keeping her nanites in.
Yeah, Bath's got it.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right, we don't have that, but
we could get one.
We could get a new one. How much are they?
3,000 creds.
3,000 creds? I don't have 3,000 creds.
I've got 1,000. How much have you got?
I spent a lot of it at the arcade. I've got 1,000 as well.
Radar's never bought anything. He's looted all of his stuff.
V doesn't buy weapons or armor or anything useful. They just shit money into their stupid van and parts for the Leica and occasionally upgrades for Flyby.
Oh no.
In my headcanon, they like every time Flyby levels up, V spent some money to add the abilities that they now have.
To stick bits onto Fly Guy, yeah.
So from the last campaign that V was in, they've got 6,000 creds.
Wow. Okay.
Which I think they were saving to respace Stanley. But...
Ryder is also saving up for something, but that's a secret.
Yeah, I could probably front up the cost if we need to get a null space chamber, but we'd have to hide it really well.
Hear me out.
I mean, what do we need it for?
Well, hear me out.
Hide you in.
Yeah, we could put our weapons in it.
Okay.
Or I could hide in it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to breathe, would you?
I can take some... There's 10 minutes worth of air in these things, roughly, he says, accessing his data pad. Or I could just take my spacesuit.
Suppose.
Theoretically, the risk is, you know what happens to a null space cube if it's destroyed with someone in it, right?
But yeah, they cease to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big risk. If someone finds that null space cube in customs, they're going to destroy it. Or
that's contraband, yeah.
Is it? Or it's not contraband necessarily, but they're either going to open it, and if you can't open it, it's going to go into confiscation, and it's probably going to get probed and then destroyed.
I was just trying to think of a way around me not being very stealthy.
Well, don't worry about that. If this goes well, we won't need to be stealthy. We will mean to be there. We just won't be who we say we are.
Again, it's never worked well so far.
Well, maybe it's something we need to get better at then.
Or we just find a role for Radar that doesn't involve them having to bluff.
Yes.
Bodyguards aren't that unlikely.
I'm always the bodyguard.
Because you're good at it.
Well, it's the only role I can think of that doesn't involve you having to lie.
Yes, and you're good at it.
Why are you here? To kill things. It's not a lie. Yeah.
There you go. What sort of... I'm looking for operative shit, V. Cool spy shit. I want to do some spy shit.
Get an any key.
An any key?
Yes.
Is there like a digital key that I can find?
No, it's a handle with a metal stick on the end of it. You stick it in a physical lock and you twiddle it around and you unhook all of the latches and it opens.
Oh, a crowbar.
No, an any key. It's much more subtle.
A shotgun.
A shotgun.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Man, I've always wanted a shotgun.
Don't worry, V. But yeah, what sort of tech do the Veskarium use for sussing out people who aren't meant to be there, and how can I counteract it?
Vesk border customs work on basically a triad. There's physical inspection, which is searching for contraband or weapons or clothes or anything that you're taking that isn't supposed to be there. There's psychic security, which is basically, depending on whether they're on high alert or not, they'll individually mentally scan the intentions of anyone that's entering the Veskarium. It's not impossible to beat. You just have to convince them that you're not there for anything that's directly...
Why don't we just take that? I've still got all them mind circlets from when we did that job on...
Well, that's like putting a bag over your head and screaming, la, 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 I'm not here.
A mind circlet will help if they don't know you're there. So, for example, if you're hiding somewhere to be smuggled on board and you had a mind circlet on, you wouldn't show up at all. But if you're there going through customs as an ordinary citizen and they happen to be on high alert at the time, then you'll show up as having no thoughts at all, which will again raise suspicion.
Honestly, Radar, I'm okay with disappearing like a shadow in the night, but I don't think that's going to work for you. So honestly, I think we should do something that we're both good at, which in this case is bluffing. I think we should just, mean to be here. We're here to
I'm not good at bluffing drones. Either.
Well, then don't talk at all. You just have to be thinking, I'm here to help my colleague buy some drones, which is what we are here to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like I said, as long as you're not actively plotting anything
malicious
against the Vesk.
I can just see it now. We're just going to have to shoot our way out of there.
No, well, as long as you don't think that, Radar, then you won't set off any of the psychic security.
Yeah. Just be in the frame of mind.
Don't be paranoid for 2 fucking seconds.
V's like, oh god.
My being paranoid has kept us alive.
It's kept us on the edge of being alive. We've lived in spite of you being paranoid.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Really? You're going to die on that hill?
No, I'm going to live on this hill.
I mean, no one's dying on any hill, because if either of you die, then I'm stuck in a coma forever. So
yeah, right?
Both end from dying instantly.
You've got to get the Yoti into the drone area so he can control all of the drones and get them out of there.
Yes.
Here's a plan. Don't go through customs. Don't try any bluffing. Just stealth through with that null chamber with me in it into the area and just do it that way. That's what you're good at. And it sidesteps me not being good at it because I'm in the bag. Box chamber.
You're in the box.
Yeah. Yoti box.
That's one way of doing it.
The only downside I can think of is that you can't survive in that box very long. And when on board the ship, if you go through customs without actively appearing as a person, then you're not going to have any of the paperwork necessary to more.
We're not going in as customers. We are sneaking over the border.
I mean, it's not going to be easy. Like,
none of this is going to be easy.
Once you're out of the civilian sections, it's going to be very difficult to sneak around.
That's why I think we should just go in as is, and then once we get to the administration area, we can sneak into the backup building. I can alter our genetic profiles, and we can be whoever the hell we want to be.
But you could do that anyway if we just snuck in.
Well, no, because then there wouldn't be any genetic profiles in there to begin with for us.
But surely we could create some.
Could we, V?
Having one created for you at the border is a bit different from trying to falsify an entire one on the fly.
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
I'd have to talk to Corsa about that and find out exactly whether that would even work.
And also, we'd have to go into there anyway, because I'm going to be generating a new identity for V.
Oh, this is the only place we could get drones.
It's one of the easiest places that we can get drones.
Believe it or not, this is one of the easiest places to get drones here.
Without having to murder someone. Just once, I'd like to go to a new place and not have to murder someone. Is that too much to ask?
Gestures to the Conquest Force hologram.
Yeah, you probably could have picked a better place to go.
I didn't pick this place.
Like I said, I've got a selfish ulterior motive here, but
It's not that selfish. You want to get back and see your Vesk buddies. I can't say I blame you.
We've boiled it down to two options. Either you guys stealth on board, find a way to get to admin and meet up with Corsa, or you guys pass through the barrier authentically, then find a way to get from the civilian sectors to the military sectors, meet up with Corsa and start the mission.
I'd prefer to bluff my way in. Once we're in, I can stealth about as much as I like. And you can be my bodyguard, but we just need a good cover for me to get past those borders first of all.
If you can big it up as the personality, then you can take a lot of attention away from radar at all, and you can just be the quiet one in the background.
Yeah.
He's going through like books and data pads and notes, trying to find out what level of security the Veskarium's on at the moment.
Who could I be? Someone who's interested in drones. Someone who's interested in purchasing drones.
The Veskarium sells everything, like spaceships, weaponry. This is the heart of the Vesk engineering empire. So,
Won't they recognise the ship?
Sorry?
Won't they recognise the ship?
They will, but the ship isn't itself registered as hostile to the Vesk, so they don't really care.
Yeah, it's just V that they'll have a beef against.
Yeah, not even a beef against. It's just the fact that I'm supposed to be not alive.
Supposed to be dead, yeah.
That'll immediately flag up something suspicious. If they saw my genetic profile passing the barrier, their immediate thought would be that someone was trying to spoof a Vesk and had accidentally picked up on a profile for someone that's dead.
Well, that's not going to happen because your head thingy's going to be plugged into Radar's head thingy.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think it'll be a chance to try out something new, a bit new. I can do some bluffing, and Radar, you can do some not panicking.
I'm just saying, smash and grab's the way I operate.
Well, sometimes you've got to be a little more flexible, Ryder says, slinking around a bit.
Imagine she says that, just like winding herself around one of Radar's legs.
Oh, that's weird.
Like a snake. It's like her head isn't moving, but her hips are like twirling around.
Radar is distinctly uncomfortable with this.
He's just impressed.
He's reminded of a certain orange tendril.
Oh, no. No, nothing that lewd.
No.
So yeah, I need a good cover story, a good cover identity. Stop crying, Radar. Can I do a culture roll to have a look at possible Yosaki contacts that the Veskarium might know and be interested in doing business with?
Yes, you can.
Okay. See, I don't like how silent these dice are now. They don't make
it sounds like a pen dropping.
Yeah, they just go tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Okay, so 15 on the dice plus 11 for culture. 26.
So the Yosaki aren't an overly militaristic species. They're more of a live and let live sort of bunch. But, like any self-respecting species, they maintain a defense force.
Yeah, Akaton specializes in desert warfare, I'd like to imagine.
Desert
it's a sandy planet.
A sandy planet full of otters.
It's got a megacity that has a lot of different small mammal people.
Otters and more, but yeah.
Yes.
So...
Sorry, carry on.
It doesn't take much sort of browsing around the HoloNet to find out who the current defense team for the Yosaki homeland is and what they look like and their general movements. So,
okay, so Ryder's going to familiarise herself with some names from the Yosaki Home Defense Board and try and pose as a weapons contractor who's looking to secure combat drones for the Yosaki Space Empire, or just Akaton.
the Yosaki Space Empire. You have one planet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a small empire.
Yeah, you do a little bit of searching on the HoloNet, and you find the Yosaki defense minister who deals with weapons procurement is a guy called Kumar.
I mean, I don't want to be him in case there are any complications at the Veskarium, but I could certainly pretend that I know him and he sent me to procure weapons.
Wouldn't be overly difficult to set up a meeting on the Veskarium with the interest of procuring weapons under the guise of being part of the Isoki defense procurement team.
Well, that's perfect then. I'll wear my nice suit that Bath got me, and that can be my cover. And you can be my bodyguard, Radar. You don't even have to talk. They won't say a word to you, more than likely. They'll just scan you and be okay with it, be cool. And we can sneak right into this place, no problem. Won't even need to bluff.
V's been doing some record checking as well, and they've worked out that the current level is the Vesk equivalent of DEFCON 4 or 5, so they're not on particularly high alert.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, DEFCON 1's the high alert, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say DEFCON 4, that's...
Yeah, DEFCON 1 is nuclear war, DEFCON 4 or 5 is...
Everything's
there's always risks, they're always vigilant, but they're not particularly anticipating any major threats imminently. So there's no psychic security right now. I mean, the good news is right now nobody's actively threatening the Veskarium, so
great.
If you were to try and get on board under false pretenses, you just need to find a way to falsify the correct paperwork, so passports and manifests for items you're bringing on board. And yes, it'd be at it.
Right. Do you reckon we could use our real names?
You could. If you're going to get through to the central admin, you can always change them later.
Yeah, right.
It'll just be whatever you want linked to your genetic profile will be created when you pass through the outer shield.
Fair enough. We can always change that once we get to the backup administration building.
Yeah.
So this is going to be kind of a reverse stealth mission, all than honest.
Yeah. I suppose it'd be easier to remember your name if you don't have to pretend what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, Ryder Maxim weapons contractor is in the house. And Ryder's going to go and get her suit ready in some sort of briefcase. She's going to comb her hair down.
Wow.
Yep.
Is she even going to dye it a non-luminous colour?
Yeah, she might dye it just very, very dull burgundy. What about Radar? What's he up to?
She's putting on a shirt.
Has he been shirtless this entire time?
V really wants to dye all of Radar's fur a different colour.
Why?
That is not happening.
Can you imagine all black Radar?
Huh, that would actually be quite cool. Tactical.
Am I right?
Tactical Radar.
Imagine a Radar that you can only see in direct light.
You can only see him when he smiles.
What, are you going to smother him in Venta Black? No, stop it.
Boo. You wouldn't let me shave me, you won't let me dye your fear.
I am about to hack into your brain. You better have me in a good mood.
You would look really cool as a werewolf, Radar.
As a what?
As a werewolf. I saw him on the side of one of those vans in one of these magazines.
Yeah, they're like regular...
They're like you, but muscly.
Yeah.
Well, first off, fuck you, madame. Second, I'm not interested. I'm not having my fur dyed. What's wrong with you?
V quietly closes 3 E621 tabs.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got a fairly decent plan at this point. I'll pass you a liaison point. When you're on board the ship, you'll need to find a way to get from the civilian sectors into the military sectors to the admin section and then create yourself new profiles.
Right. Okay. So once we get past that barrier, we're on our own, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
We won't have outside contact to you or anything. They'll probably be tracking those calls.
Yes, and more to the point, I'll be drooling into a pillow. So.
And you'll be in a coma, yeah. But what about this Corsair? Will she be there? Will she be anywhere nearby?
Yeah. I mean, the idea is you can meet up with Corsair when you're on the ship. If you can find a way to get from wherever you end up to the admin sections, I can pass you Corsair's details and you can make a liaison point with them.
Oh, that'd be ideal.
Well,
they'll be able to help you get to the admin section.
Yeah, but is it worth potentially compromising them by meeting them?
Well, we won't be compromising them because we'll be whoever we want to be, whoever we need to be.
And that's going to be up to her. She's doing this as a favour to me, but we don't want to expose her to too much risk of being identified as someone that's helping someone else.
Mm-hmm.
In an RDL scenario, nobody ever realizes that this mission happened at all. But
Yeah. But knowing us, it's probably going to end in a horrible gunfight. Oh God! Now I'm doing what you're doing, Radar.
we do fuck up a lot.
Mhm.
Well, can we try and not do that this time round? Can we just have a nice, smooth operation where nothing goes wrong and everything is lovely?
You say, like, why don't we do something that we're both good at? We're both really good at gunfights.
I don't want to get into a gunfight with the Veskarium.
Yeah, I was going to say, going into a gunfight against an arms manufacturer isn't really a great idea.
That's a terrible idea.
I still promised Brasher I'd sell them some, so...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So V passes you a memory chip that's got courses details on them. So once you're on board the ship, you can use this to communicate with them. It's text-based, no more than a couple of sentences at a time. But you should be able to use that to create a liaison point and meet up with him.
Okay.
Okay, Ryder comes back in. She's done some alterations to herself. She's wearing a little waistcoat, a shirt and tie with the sleeves tucked up around her elbows, and she's dyed her hair like a sort of burgundy with like slightly reddish tips, and she's combed it down.
That's the exact sort of person who goes to the Veskarium to buy military tech. So
Exactly.
Radar comes downstairs. His fur is dyed entirely black.
yes!
Yes!
Oh, best day at work ever.
Is it Vanta black, or does he have some kind of tone to it?
It's kind of like, what if somebody accidentally grabbed a thing of boot polish instead of shampoo?
Oh, so he's done it by accident, then, is what you're saying?
He's just kind of gone with it. It happened by accident, and then he's just gone, fuck it.
He's just like washing himself in the shower, just like, call me a fucking skinny-ass werewolf.
Yeah.
And then he looks at the bottle of shampoo, just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Right. Radar, take 5 temporary intimidation points.
Yay.
There you go.
I will be cashing them in.
Does he have a smart suit, like a bodyguard suit?
He has black fur, a white shirt, and a black top over the top of it, button up, double breast.
And a skinny black tie.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
And his shades.
Double
with
excellent.
with the bullet hole in them.
Ryder pulls her glasses down and looks at him, just like, bloody hell,
Wow.
Ryder.
Okay, that's fucking impressive.
You look amazing.
I'm about to perform surgery in this outfit. I swear to God, V, if you bleed on me.
I mean, no promises, but I'll try my best.
Maybe don't do brain surgery in that. I mean, it might look cool if you've got like a blood splatter cinematically up one side of your collar, but
Yeah, but this isn't cinema. This is real life. We all know it's just going to go weirdly over my stomach.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, hopefully there's no blood at all, because that's my blood, and it was mine first, and I want it to stay inside me. But
And it needs to be inside V, yeah.
Let's just go to the Leica and let's start this.
All right, Butlerbot's in guard mode, so the place will be fine while we're out.
Yeah.
Get everything you need. We're not coming back for a while.
Mm-hmm.
V grabs a bottle of vodka, takes like a massive swig from it, puts it back on the shelf.
Radar takes the bottle of vodka, takes a massive swig from it, puts it back on the shelf.
Oi!
No,
none
off
of
it. Sorry, offers it to Ryder.
Ryder looks at it, puts it back, and then just pulls some sake into her hip flask.
Rude.
Normal teams tool up, we liquor up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, V like goes to the med bay, takes a deep breath, like a couple of deep breaths. Gets a mirror set up so they can see the back of their own head.
You sure you're okay with this, V?
Yeah, I mean, the ends justify the means, so. And besides, I'll get a good night's sleep once.
The sound of
Right.
a circular saw starting up in the next room for the chamber.
Ryder holds onto V's hand a little too hard while that's happening.
Oh, this is great. I forgot this thing was fully furnished.
Radar, can I have a medical roll for you not to give V brain damage?
Yes, so is V hopping on the table then?
Yeah, V's lying on the table. They've got, like I said, they've got a mirror set up and a second mirror, so they're basically directing you.
Well, Radar has stripped to the waist. He has put two surgical gloves on and a mask, so you know everything's been observed.
Ryder gives him an approving nod and just steps back and just stands in the corner chewing on her finger nervously.
Okay, V. According to the schematics, there's 2 clips under the pen and a screw that I need to remove. So I'm going to start there. So medical roll?
Yep.
Oh, it's good! It's 32!
Yes.
Oh,
Good.
wow. Thank God for that.
I rolled
And
17.
then V also got V got 25 as well. So they're basically talking you through like the cuts you need to make, and the order you need to disconnect particular wires.
Ryder, I'm going to need you to hand me things as I ask for them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, make
Ryder,
sure you
like, takes her jacket off. And...
Yeah, put your gloves on.
Yeah.
Okay, drill.
Yep, she passes over a drill.
Yep, right. You may feel some slight discomfort, V. Radar places his hand over the side of V's eyes so they can't see what is basically a dentist drill coming at them.
By our powers combined, we conduct brain surgery.
Yep. Okay. Ryder, take the drill, please.
Yep. I got it.
Forceps and surgical gauze.
Forceps, those are the salatongy things, yeah?
Yeah, they're like the grabby bits.
Grabby things, okay.
Yeah.
These ones?
Yep, that's the ones.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
After you cut that wire there, I'm gonna immediately go into a coma. So good luck, and if you fuck up, I'm haunting the Perry.
Well,
okay.
I'm not going to cut it, but I am going to unplug it so we can put it back in when we come back.
All right, see you on the other side, V.
Yeah, best of luck, V. Love you.
V gives you the thumbs up.
Forceps go in and pull the wire out.
Yep. V immediately goes unconscious.
Do they turn into a vegetable, or is Radar good enough to not have them do that?
Both of us are staring at the medical computer, like watching the line going up and down.
Yeah. What was your medical roll?
I rolled 32.
No, they do go unconscious.
Ah, okay.
Although I will give you the benefit of knowing you were quite close, like less than 5 away from V
That's
maintaining base.
somehow worse. Thank you.
I mean, I set the bar pretty high. You are doing brain surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled 15 on the dice. Like I couldn't. Oh, sorry, 17 on the dice. I would not have been able to achieve it then. That's fair enough. Right. So Radar continues basically unscrewing this implant from the inside of V's brain. There is blood.
Yeah, it's a disconcerting, dark, reddy, almost purple color, and it smells for some reason like licorice.
What?
Tasty.
Vesk blood smells like licorice. I don't know.
And what I do now is I just yank it according to the schematic. So here goes.
What? Yank it?
Yep, you see Radar put his boot on the side of V's head and pull.
Ryder shuts her eyes.
The entire unit, cabling, wiring, and all associated components just drop free of the side of V's head and just dangle there. It's about the size of a chunky pen. The wiring extends maybe an inch to 2 to 3 inches for some of the longer components. It's slightly dripping in blood, but the majority of it remains inside V. Good job.
Ryder, sterilizing container, please.
What?
The big tub full of alcohol.
Ryder opens one eye and just like reaches for it and hands it over.
Thank you. Radar drops it to clean it.
Is it done?
Well, I need to sort of stitch them back up for now, but yeah,
Right.
That's it. He gives her the container. Look after this. I have to put it in me in a bit.
Okay. Is V all right?
Yeah, they're fine. Look, the bit machine's going bip, so you know.
Yeah, V remains alive because Radar rolled high enough to not kill them. So
yeah.
Okay, she gives a long
double thumbs
sigh.
up.
She gives a long sigh of relief and tries not to look at the skull hole, and very carefully puts V's mind onto a nearby surface.
Well, it's not V's mind. It's
an
just
extension of V's mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically maybe 30 to 45% of V's mind.
Yeah, because they're like interlinked.
Most of it controls their engineering functions, and a lot of their ability to augment and modify spaceships is in there. Some other cool tricks are in there.
Oh, that's knowledge in there as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's an augmentation of V's talent, essentially.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, this is the future. It's downloadable intelligence. Radar will start plugging up V. But in the meantime, he's like, hey, Ryder, do you want to see something interesting about Vesk?
As long as it's not gross. Go on, what is it?
Okay, so you see the skull hole?
No.
Okay, so here's the skull hole.
Ugh.
the hole into the skull. But
In,
look,
in one of my best friend's head, yeah.
It's about 1 inch wide by 3 inches high.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you look up there, right, that's not actually brain. That's just a fat layer. Look, I can get my finger in there.
Don't.
Slip. Yep. You can put your entire finger inside his brain.
Yep.
Or inside his skull hole.
There's a protective layer of fat between the skull and the brain.
Yeah, I know. That's how they can. That's how they can headbutt spaceships. I've seen this.
Yeah, but listen to the noise it makes when I press it. Boing.
Oh,
Boing.
this is weird.
Boing. You get a tune out.
I have to find
boing,
the
boing,
phone
boing,
noise
boing,
for that
boing,
now.
bing, 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 boing, 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 boing.
Is V's face twitching while this is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, RJ. I don't know if I overstepped some boundaries there, but
if you roll high enough, you can make them kick things. But
No.
no, it's fine. Look,
Ryder's going to hold her hand up. Just like, stitch my best friend back together, please, Radar.
my best friend too.
I know.
If the situation was reversed, they do exactly the same thing.
oh goddamn yes.
In a heartbeat.
Ryder like shrugs. Is like,
Do you want? You want to go? Look,
no,
you can
thank
make the right
you.
twitch.
Just do the thing.
Come on, just touch it.
You
Just
were
touch it.
talking
Just go on.
a few minutes ago about how there's a mission that we need to be doing.
Oh yes, the mission. Yes, right. Okay. Radar takes like a temporary like inert plastic plug and just plugs the skull. And temporarily sutures up to it.
It is sterile.
Yeah.
V will not
Good.
immediately die.
Excellent. And then he will put them in the stasis bit of the medbay.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're
it's okay.
reasonable.
They're absolutely fine. Look, the BIP machine is still going. BIP, all of their jumblies are still in place. They're fine.
I've just had a thought. Probably way too
What?
late.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean you'll be able to control Fly Guy?
I was waiting for someone to ask that.
Oh! Oh no! Yes,
Ryder
it
drops
does.
the forceps and
I
they make
have-
a ding noise like the sound of someone having a brain idea.
Radar has got like that sort of like grin where your teeth don't close, but your corners of your mouth go all the way up.
This is where Radar's unique augmentations make them very suitable for this, because unlike V,
Yeah.
a lot of your internal stuff is external, because you literally have like machinery exposed along half your body.
He's got matrix ports. Yeah. In the back of his neck. Yeah.
And in previous times, we've seen you plug shit in and out of your own body in order to do things. So, examining V's Neuralink more closely, you can see that with a bit of engineering effort, you could quite easily interface with it.
Would you like me to make an engineering roll?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Oh no. That's 35.
Nice.
That's good. That's a lot of engineering. So,
Yeah.
examining V's Neuralink, I mean, go through it. You're connecting parts of V's brain to your brain. What do you
Sure.
do?
So, Radar just sort of sits there. He's still got the gloves on. He's still got the mask on. He's got his like arms crossed, and he's leaning on the table, looking at the Neuralink. And he says to Ryder, "I've got it out,
Right.
but I'm not entirely sure how to put it into me."
What do you mean you're not sure?
Well, he sort of reaches into the alcohol, pulls it out, sort of shakes it off a bit. It's like this wasn't just like plug and play. This is surgery.
Yeah. I mean, the person that was best suited to ask for it is now in a coma.
Well, they had faith in me for doing this, so Radar lifts up his hair from where the cybernetic in his face goes under the hairline and taps a panel, and it opens. Here goes nothing, I guess. He gets the cables and guides them into the gap and then pushes the pencil on top. It's like installing a stick battery in an air socket. And clicks in and then closes the portal. And then...
For exactly 1.725 seconds, you have a blinding headache, and everything is fine.
Oh.
You feel entirely like yourself. The Neuralink is like fully connected to the side of your head, and the little glowing orange light that had been just pulsing on and off in standby mode suddenly lights up in orange again. Radar, you now have 3 eyes. 2 of them are your normal eyes. 1 of them is looking directly at you from across the room.
Oh, I think I have control of
Ryder
Fly Guy.
very slowly turns to look at Fly Guy and waves.
Radar spends a move action to wave a wing.
Yep, Flyby waves a wing back at you.
Look at that.
That's brilliant. All right. Radar spends half a move action to have Fly Guy come over and perch on his shoulder, Because Fly Guy is chrome, isn't he?
Fly Guy is pixel camo on top and chrome underneath.
Well, we're going to have to get him resprayed.
Vegan decided they wanted to be stealthy or ostentatious, so they went with both.
Well, they're getting a temporary chrome paint job because it'll contrast nicely with the jet black of radar.
So give me an engineering roll.
It's not so great this time.
You were learning to ride a bicycle without getting your tail stuck in the spokes.
Which didn't go
25.
well last time.
Which didn't go well last time he tried to ride a bike. No, I did. He won the bike
But he
race.
got his tail caught in the spokes.
He got his tail caught in the spokes.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to balance a broom on its end in your hand?
Yes.
Piloting Fly Guy's kind of like that.
Hmm.
So, at first, Fly Guy rockets up almost to the ceiling and then tries to avoid hitting the ceiling, rockets right down again, trying to avoid hitting the floor, goes to the side, like, ever so slightly. The more you play with it, the more comfortable you get with the feeling of operating Fly Guy. I mean, with a decent roll like that, you're slowly acclimatizing to the whole perspective of suddenly being able to see yourself.
Ryder kind of dives for cover at first, but then she sort of like gets used to it. But she's like hovering around underneath Fly Guy with her hands out, like she's getting ready to catch it.
Yeah, just like trying to catch him. Yeah. The thing is, Radar is probably trying to do that as well, but he's having to stop himself because it's making Fly Guy move.
Yeah. You've basically just grown a fifth limb. Six.
Yeah.
This is sixth limb.
Well, they make it look easy. This is not.
No, well, this is essentially what you can do, but external, right?
Yes and no. My abilities are very much mechanical in nature. This is... Oh, God. This is like... Oh, God, I don't even know. This is like trying to steer a starship only using your tongue. It's odd.
It is very disconcerting, and it will take you quite a long time to get fully acclimatized to it. But after 10 or 15 minutes of very deliberate concentration...
And utter chaos.
Oh, and utter chaos. Shit gets knocked over. Like, I mean, Fly Guy's very durable, so the couple of Fly Guy-shaped dents in the ceiling of the Lycomed Bay, like, don't
It's fine, they'll buff out.
It shrugs them off.
Yeah. Right, okay, Fly Guy, just perch there and just... Oh, let me get my shirt and clothes on. Radar strips off his meds, washes down, puts his clothes back on. Okay, Fly Guy, you perch on that shoulder, you shut your eyes so I've not got a weird balance issue.
Okay, Radar.
Sorry, only Radar hears that.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Ryder, it speaks.
Does it? What did it say?
Yeah. It said, okay, Radar. In a really kind of chipper, sort of kiddie voice. Kind of weird.
Hi, Radar.
It says, hi, Radar.
Hi, Radar.
Hi, Ryder.
I never get to talk to you guys.
It's weird.
Fly Guy, do you have some kind of independent intelligence?
Of course I do. That's how I move whenever V isn't directly controlling me.
It is an AI, and it is independent unless V overrides direct control of it.
It's not quite that.
That is questions.
V and I interface, I suppose you could say.
Is Ryder just watching like a one-way conversation happening at the moment?
Yes. All Ryder can see is a one-way conversation between Radar and Flyby.
All right, well,
you
two have fun.
Well, no, we got right. Let's get on with the mission.
Yeah. Before that happens, Ryder's going to go over to V, like in the stasis chamber, and like put her hand on the glass and just like watch for a second.
Mm-hmm. V does fuck all. They're a V potato.
Yeah, of course.
Radar comes up and stands next to her silently.
Yes. Sleep tight, buddy. Right. Let's get this show on the road.
Okay. So, what is your name again?
I haven't decided yet. I'll have to have a think on that one.
I shall be...
Go on, what's yours?
Edward Voss.
Edward Voss, bodyguard. All right.
Voss. Just call me Voss.
All right.
There we go. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe Pisces. I always like that as a spy agent name. Maybe that can be my last name.
It's a bit on the nose.
Is it? Why?
Yeah, it's fish.
Oh yeah, it is fish.
I don't know, it doesn't sound like the name of somebody who procures weapons.
Maybe that's exactly what a sort of person who procures weapons wants to sound like.
No, the people who procure weapons take the time to change their names to something suitable.
Well, I'll think on it anyway. That could be my last name, if not.
Yeah. I would just need something to address you by before we get to the Veskarium.
It's fine. I'll come up with something before we get to Veskarium. But I need to prep the ship anyway, and get it ready to launch and whatnot.
You flying or am I?
I'll fly if you want.
Okay, I'll take the captain's chair then.
All right. Well, I mean, you've got to take time to get used to learning how to use Fly Guy and whatnot, so makes sense.
Oh yeah, they're going to be hurtling around the bridge.
Okay. Right. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good place to pause for episode 1.
Yeah.
Ahoy hoy everybody, Cypher here, aka Ryder, and once again thank you for listening to Cosmopunk. If you're still listening and you like what you just heard, why not tell your friends about us? That'd be really cool of you. And if you really like what you just heard, why not buy us a Ko-fi? Links to our Twitter, Ko-fi, Discord, and all of the other places you can listen to this podcast are in the description below. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and we'll be seeing you all in 2 weeks' time. Till then, shoot straight and roll high.